welcome to the show. You are one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com as well. Make sure you bookmark that site, westhesportsguy.com. If you want to participate in the weekly conversations, you can also use that hashtag one-on-one-Wes as well. Now, this week's episode was going to be in a different direction when it comes to the news of the week. As it started to transpire and basically spiral to what it is now. But I want to start off first in this episode by just stressing that we should remain calm, use common sense, which should not be an unusual term to use nowadays, but common sense definitely dictates we need to use more of that right now. But obviously just remain calm. Things will get back to what they were. Some things might change, hopefully for the better. And I will certainly be making some adjustments in my life as to what is and isn't important anymore. But I will get to those later on in this episode. But first, I would just like to say, remain calm, use common sense. This will blow over to a degree. But that's not making light of the situation, obviously. How this episode was going to be different than what it currently is going to be, if you're watching right now, thank you. I alluded to it on Facebook and Twitter that basically this week became something much more important than coming on here and, talking about sporting events and basically every major sporting league shutting down for an extended period of time. There's more important things going on than me coming here and talking about those ramifications and what it means and what are we going to do for the next month. That stuff doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And going into this with just myself personally, with this channel, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And stepping into the realm of what ESPN has become and various other sports entities, Fox Sports, a few other ones I could throw out there now too. That's kind of been an aspiration of mine. That was 10 plus years ago. Looking back on that now, I kind of laugh. And the reason why I do that is because look what I'm able to do right now. And I'm doing this my own way, where I see fit. Granted, I do have a job Monday through Friday outside of this. What I do here is just a hobby. This keeps me busy. This keeps me entertained to a degree. And also want to share what I do, what I love with you. I want to do that genuinely. The website, westhesportsguy.com, was the beginning of that for over 10 years now. And this YouTube channel is starting to become more of a visual aspect of that. And that's one of my goals going into this. And I'm still going to do it. This isn't going to stop whatsoever. And I'll get to the future of that here in a moment as well. But the way this week was playing out, it started with the cancellation of a couple conference basketball tournaments earlier in the week. And then it became what happened in the NBA, where a player happened to have tested positive for COVID-19. As some call it coronavirus. And it's also originated out of Wuhan, China. Don't forget that. You can call it the Wuhan virus as well, because that's where it originated. You want to punish me for that? So be it, but that's the fact. But with that revelation happening, that's where everything just kind of, as I alluded to earlier, it spiraled. The NBA suspended all of its games, all of its activities. The NHL did so the following day. The NCAA was going to play the main tournament without any fans. Then they went ahead and said, nope, not even going to do that now. It's over. So a lot of stuff happened very quickly. Major League Baseball, of course, can't, not talk about that. They suspended spring training. Everything's been halted. The opening day's been delayed now 2 weeks from what Commissioner Rob Manfred said. There's just so much that, and we get it, every hour, almost every minute, really, the way this all spiraled and went the way it went. But when I come into this, I'm not coming at it from, I don't want to talk about the sports leagues. That's first and foremost. I'm not doing that here. What I want to start getting into now is just what I alluded to in the beginning, to remain calm and use common sense. Before I get into that, I want to stress that I do not work in the medical field. I am not a healthcare professional. What I am providing to you is just a bit of perspective. No fancy thrills in this video either. You're not going to get some cutaways and things like that. This is just me calmly informing you, giving you the proper perspective of what's playing out right now. Currently, my profession, my job, what I do for a living outside of this, what you're seeing now, not telling you exactly what I do or where I work, but I clean buildings. That's my profession. I go in and I clean the office areas. I clean walkways. I clean bathrooms. I clean a certain section of a building Monday through Friday. That's what I do as a profession. So I'm cleaning to prevent a spread of this virus that's going around. And what I can tell you is that all of this, I guess the only way I could describe it is hysteria that's going on with, mass hoarding of certain items that, I was going to use that Spaceballs clip in this episode earlier in the week. I thought about it and it just came to my mind about the part where Lone Star tells Princess Vespa when they're about to head out into the desert, they got no gas for the Winnebago. And he tells her, take only what you need to survive. And of course, the joke in that is she takes her industrial strength hairdryer in this gigantic case through the desert where there's no plug. Again, I have to say that now to please just only get what you need, not to survive. We're going to survive this, but only take what you need to get yourself through whatever your situation may be. If you have to work from home, if you have your kids staying home from school now, get only what you need to get through that time period. Hoarding toilet paper does nobody any good. Nobody. And that, I still for the life of me don't understand why you would be grabbing as much toilet paper as you possibly could during a situation like this with a virus, or anything for that matter. Toilet paper, really? That's at the top of your list? But again, take only what you need to get through the situation that you're currently in. And this also can be a lesson to everybody that you need to have some type of supply to get yourself through a possibility of something like this or something similar. So that being in and of itself, this is something that is not going to destroy us. It's not going to immediately kill us. Yes, I know it's affecting a certain subsection of the population, not just in America, but all over the world. What the numbers are telling me, though, and this is where I bring you perspective, what the numbers are telling me that they're giving you every day from the CDC, if you want to see the numbers for yourself, go to cdc.gov. The numbers indicate that yes, the infection rates are going up, more people are testing. That's when a healthcare professional is recommending that you get a test. And then those numbers increase, obviously. It's happening. What's also increasing are the numbers of recoveries. Yes, the death toll is rising as well, but the recoveries are rising just as much, if not more, on a daily basis. 2 weeks ago, the hospitalization rate was 19%. That's any type of hospitalization, whether it was ICU, anything. If you had to go to the hospital for this, it was 19%. That was 2 weeks ago. We are now at 9%. This is in the total numbers worldwide, 9% now. It's going down. That's a good thing. And of the 9%, it's about 3% that are in ICU that need to be on some type of respirator apparatus, things of that nature. So when you look at that from that perspective, this is good news. What was happening right now is just to increase those numbers of recovery, of getting the numbers down, of being in the hospital. It's a good thing. It's a bit unprecedented, obviously. In our lifetimes, we haven't seen anything like this, at least in this country. But I look at it as, okay, this is something that we don't have to automatically shut down our lives, though. And we don't have to go, woe is me, what are we going to do next? And going back to the medical field real quick before I go any further, just only advice I can give you is just if you are experiencing some kind of symptoms, if you are experiencing a fever, obviously, please just, you know, when it's flu season, which it still kind of is flu season right now. I'm not comparing this virus to the flu at all. But in contrast to if you have a fever, you know you're not supposed to go out. You can't be mingling with people. It's not a good idea. For your own sake and for everybody else's sake. Don't do it. Use common sense. Just lay low. You can sweat it out. It's not going to be the end all, end all. And if you do have any concerns, do contact your medical professional. Call your doctor. They're readily available, not just on the phone. You can instant message them now. You can video chat with them. There's many ways of communicating with your doctor nowadays. It's amazing. But please do not just automatically rush to a medical facility. If you feel like you have concerns, talk to your medical professional first, and they will give you the proper steps of what you would need to do. Stuff is happening now, thankfully, where you could also get a test if you do have that concern, rather than going to the medical facilities, which we need to make sure, with the greatest healthcare system in the world that we have, we need to make sure we do not bombard it during anything like this. We can't do it. So just use common sense, talk to your doctor first before you make the next step. But going in now, to finish this off, what is important going forward? Well, what is important is your health and safety. What's important is to make sure that those that you care about are taken care of. Your parents, your grandparents, we have to look after them still. We have to look after our young ones as well. It brings everything back into that word again that I mentioned before, perspective. So the perspective going forward is, take care of what you need to take care of. Prioritize what you need to. There are more important things than what you would do as a hobby, just kind of like on a side note. If you want to be on Xbox all day, fine. You have that opportunity now for some of you. But what is important going forward? What's the most important thing? You got to get some things back into perspective, and that needs to stay that way going forward. What's the future going to hold right now? Well, I, for one thing, still am working. And I know the majority of you are still working. There are some that aren't right now, and it's going to be a bit of a blip, and the powers that be will figure that part out as far as making sure you still have some type of compensation going forward, if that's the case, where you're not working. And it's far out of my spectrum to comment on that. I do have opinions on it, but it's not the time to be talking about it. But going forward, the future for myself, at least immediately, is continuing to work, live. It's snowing where I'm at. I just walked outside about half an hour ago, and it's snow. I enjoyed it. Walked out for a couple minutes. It's like, hey, it snowed. I was expecting snow all winter, and it finally came. Of all the days, it came today. But live your life. Just enjoy it. You don't have to not ignore everything that's going on, but shut off cable news. All of it. Don't watch it. They're not looking out for you and your best interests. They're not. It's all about the money. It's all about the game for them. That's what they do. And this proves it to me. And I stopped watching it years ago now. Going into my 20s, I was watching a cable news channel quite frequently, and looking back at it, it was definitely informative to a degree, but at the same time, looking back on it, it was kind of toxic. It really was. Granted, I kind of agreed with most of what it was. There were some things I kind of pushed back on. Didn't believe wholeheartedly. But no, nowadays I don't watch any of it. None of it at all. Because the game is, they complain about others' opinions and they give their own opinion, and there is news sprinkled in there. You obviously, if you can't differentiate fact from opinion, I'm sorry, I can't help you there. But those numbers I gave you earlier, those are facts. You can go to cdc.gov. Don't take my word for it. Please look that up yourself. And there's other places that are showing the same numbers. But those numbers I gave you earlier are facts. Obviously, my opinion is sprinkled all over these videos, but if you enjoy them, I appreciate you checking in. And for now, I'm just going to take care of things personally in my life, kind of take a step back from this. You won't see an episode next week, but I was planning on taking this week to announce that I was going to be doing a live stream for the baseball season coming up. And part of me said probably should rethink that since the season's been delayed 2 weeks, but no, the hell with it. I'm going to preview the Major League Baseball season in 2 weeks. I'm going to give you a live stream 2 weeks from now for the upcoming baseball season. And why am I doing that? Because I feel like it. I deserve that for myself. I deserve to put myself at ease because with everything being on hold right now, me talking about it basically tells you that I could go into shutdown mode because this is what I love to do. Sports is my escape from day-to-day life. It's escape from, the politics and all this BS that goes around there. That's my escape. And if I go into that shutdown mode because of it, I'm no better than, somebody else that might end up doing that. And they think, oh, well, if he's going to do it, then why should I do anything? No, that's not my attitude. Going forward, I want to continue to keep doing this stuff. Sports or no sports, I want to continue to do this stuff. So 2 weeks from now, I'm going to do a live show. I'm going to preview the upcoming baseball season. I'm going to also post the previews at whatstthesportsguy.com gradually as I get closer and closer to that 2 weeks, but still going to work on that. We got just a few things to brush up on, look at the rosters, see what the comings and goings were, just to kind of refresh my memory a little bit, because, hey, I'm getting up there in age. But yeah, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to do a live show, going to preview the baseball season, going to just pretend like it's going to happen on schedule. And knowing that it's been delayed a couple weeks, okay, that's a good thing. It's best for everybody, but it's coming. It's things will refresh. I have the utmost faith that this will get a lot better going forward. I still have that optimism. If it's not there for you yet, trust me, I try to be as optimistic as I can with everything in life, and this is just another one where it kind of tests your faith a little bit, and it's tough. It can be tough, but believe me, we'll come out better on the other end. So for now, I will say just to be safe, God bless. Just use common sense, please. And yeah, I'll be back in 2 weeks with a live show for the baseball season. So again, be safe, God bless, and I'll see you next time.